My mother was Jane Stormont. Her father had been a missionary to the Mormons, believe it or not, in Utah. My mother recalls one instance when a mountain lion was just about to jump on her, and her father, quite appropriately, used his rifle to destroy the animal. After about 4 years in the deserts of Utah, and with the prospects of the birth of another child, her mother, Martha, decided had to go back to Tishomingo, Mississippi, up in the northeast corner of the state. So indeed, they forsook that mission work and ultimately resided in Texas, where my grandfather, John David Stormont, ministered several churches, and also was the director of the Presbyterian Children's Home in Itasca, Texas. Now, my mother's family goes back to the 17th century in this country, and I think it's worthwhile to share with you a story that comes out of at the wedding time of Dean and Peggy. This was in Swarthmore, Pennsylvania, and one of the attendees was my cousin, Joe O'Hagan, a lawyer from Texas, who came armed with a little black book that I wondered was a Bible. And he asked me if he could have a moment at the rehearsal dinner to say something to those there for the evening. And when he got up, he said, now, in 16 something or other, Joe Daggett, I don't know the names, I wouldn't dare to try to recall them, came to these shores, and there was a Daggett. Then there was a Naphtali Daggett, who was the first professor of theology at Yale and was briefly the president of the college. He died from wounds sustained as a result of trying to fight away the British soldiers. And anyway, from that point, it was Daggett, until he comes to a Daggett girl up in Mississippi who married somebody named Benson, B-E-N-S-O-N. And then I knew where I was, because that was my grandmother's family. So my grandmother, Martha Benson, was in fact a Daggett on the one hand. I know nothing about the Benson line, but we know more about the Daggett or Doggett line, as it's also called, than I really need to know.
Okay. Pausing there.